Morning and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the press review here on Luntha television. It's the 9th of January 2024, and in this edition you are with me, Brennan Mans, and my colleague So we'll be taking you through what the Times and of course the Nation have covered today, just to give you some of the stories that are appearing, not all of them, but just very few information that have been considered today. Maybe we can give you a chance to start on the front page of the Nation.
All right, the Nation newspaper, on the front page of the Nation newspaper, there are three stories appearing on this page, and one of the stories, which is the main story on this page, says budget focuses on recovery. And that's of course the headline. There is a sub-headline which says Minister says 2024-2025 fiscal plan to further cushion the poor. Partly the story says Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Simplex Chorabanda, says the 2024 and 2025 fiscal plan will focus on recovery and cushioning the economy from the effects of policy changes the government has implemented. Speaking yesterday during his first 2024-2025 pre-budget consultation meeting in Luntha, the minister considered that the country's economy has been grappling with a number of challenges which resulted in a lot of lessons and threatened the implementation of the country's long-term development agenda. Well, what the Nation newspaper is trying to say is government has admitted that the country's economy has been facing a lot of challenges, and now they are focusing on the recovery plan. So they are saying that the budget, this year's budget, will focus on recovery.
Well, I think it's something that we've been talking about for some time. Recovery. I don't know how far should we keep on recovering. Maybe how soon should we expect that the recovery will come to an end, to see other activities maybe taking shape. Well, we see how that goes on. Well, on the front page of the Day Times, things go high wire at NGO's authority. Suspends officers over austerity measures. Things are not well at the non-governmental organization's regulatory authority in water, as 4 officers have been suspended over what one of the officers has described as witch hunting. However, Ngora Chief Executive Officer Edward Chileka Banda maintained that the suspension has been effected because the officers allegedly defied the government ban on workshops conducted outside duty stations. Chileka Banda said they suspect that the officers carried out activities without approval from the controlling officer or the office of the President and Cabinet as per procedure.
Alright, still on the front page of the Nation newspaper, 29,000 students failed to pay exam fees. And that's of course the headline partly. The story says some 29,817 candidates risk not sitting for Malawi National Examinations Board examinations this year after their parents and guardians failed to pay examination fees. The candidates are those expected to sit for primary school leaving certificate of education, junior certificate of education, and Malawi school certificate of education. The number represents 4.68% of the 637,887 candidates registered this year to sit for the national examinations. Well, that's unfortunate. We have been advocating for education for all. We have said that each and every student needs to have that access to education. But now to see that over 29,000 students haven't paid, and it's 4.68, which means to the nearest it's already 5%. I think that's unfortunate. Government really needs to do something on it.
And when you check, you'll see that most of these students that have failed to pay for the examinations, their families, they might be struggling, into poverty. You understand?
Real poverty.
Yes. So it's really high time maybe government has to be looking into such issues to say, even if it comes to fees, examination fees, they can also see to that, to how best to bail such students out.
As far as I am concerned, I know that in terms of the examination fees that governments usually put, they at least, we cannot say, okay, if those people have failed to pay the money, the government should just keep it like that and let it flow like that. I am expecting the Malawi government through the Ministry of Education to do something about it, so that these people and these students we are talking about should sit for their exams this year.
Because if you check, maybe I don't know if they have indicated on how much the students were expected to pay, but when you see.
And I think the situation would have been worse if some well-wishers and charity organizations had not come in time to help some of the needy students. Mali Chief Executive Officer Professor Dorothy Nambuda said the number of those who have failed to pay is quite concerning. They have money, they receive fund in fact from the national budget. Quite a huge amount of money. Yes, we know that it cannot sustain all the plans which the ministry has. But now, what I'm saying is, they need to find ways in order to caution, in order to make sure that they stand for the 29,000 students who have failed to pay the money. At least that when the exams inch, those people should be able to sit for their exams. We cannot go like this.
Yeah, I think maybe most of the times I think government waits to be told or waits to see something that has been come out for them to act. You will see just recently issues to do with that lady who was looking for the pension for his father, his father, and then the SPC rushed to arrest the situation, to say, oh no, this is too much.
But she acted after
someone has yes.
Had it been that had it been that she just stayed home and never went there, nothing could have happened. Now we are talking about 29,000 students who will fail to sit for their examinations if nothing is going to be done.
And on that 29,000, we even have ministers there. We even have future presidents there.
Imagine.
I think it's wise enough to say to help them.
Yeah, I'm saying they receive funds from the national budget. At least they have money. Okay. You find the ministry and now abulango bangari ma workshop kusalima ango bangari ma workshop kumangoji for them to exhaust all the funds they received. Now nkani ndione na kuti drama ngari zimene zichazi zina zigwira ntchito iyi. Yes, it wasn't planned. They never knew that over 29,000 students will fail to pay their exams fee. Now, if they are to use that money, if they are to use a certain amount of money which they receive from various organizations, they even receive funds from abroad. If they are to use that money, at least to stand for these students, we are going to give them a round of applause. Okay, government here doesn't do that, and now Siri Gulanda Raso Gudiana, Sagwani Organization. You find the Rana in Ababa, Sagwan Classic, when you follow them, a little amount of money for exams. And when it's all overseas.
All right, moving on. Government cautious on Zambia cholera rise. The Health Minister Kombeze Kandolo Chiponda said the Minister of Health has put in place precautionary measures for the eventuality of a cholera outbreak, which is wreaking havoc in neighboring Zambia. Since October 2023, Zambia has been under cholera siege. As at January 7, 2024, Zambia had registered 5,462 cases of cholera with 222 fatalities.
Yeah, it's worrisome in Zambia. And the cases are rising each and every day. They are receiving more and more cases each passing minute. So even the number of people who are dying to cholera has also risen. Now it's about us as Malawians. You know, multitudes of people travel from Zambia to Malawi each and every day. And this also happens from Malawi to Zambia. People travel each and every day. Now if we are saying that, okay, Zambia is still registering more cases of cholera. Now, should we say each and every person that comes from Zambia to Malawi is clean? Possibly, yeah, that's obvious that some people who are traveling from Zambia to Malawi, they might have the cholera we are talking about. So now it's about us as Malawians. How are we going to deal with the issue?
Yeah.
In Zambia, it's even worse. They have extended the education calendar. Schools were set to reopen this month of January, but they are saying no. I think we need to add more 20 days for us to open the schools. If that happens to Malawi, if we are not careful enough, I think
All right, banks lament 10% tax on profit. That's one of the stories that has been covered in the Times Business. Bankers Association of Malawi, BAM, has reiterated its prayer for the removal of the 10% corporate tax on annual profit above 10 billion kwacha, rating it as punitive. The proposal was made yesterday during the first budget consultation meeting which Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs Simplex Chitula Banda hosted in Luntha. The tax was introduced in the 2023-2024 national budget by the government on a temporary basis, but BAM asked the ministry to remove it or be clear on when it will come to an end.
Alright, I think that's a similar story to the one which appears on the front page of the Nation newspaper as the main story. It says the budget, the 2024, partly 2025 budget will focus on recovery. We have said it, that it's all about recovery. In Malawi, they say we are good at paperworking, but for us to implement the strategies, the principles and the policies we have papered, it's a bit hard. So if we are saying the budget will focus on recovery, they should be specific. Which areas are they focusing on? If they are saying recovery, what do they want us to recover from? And what are they expecting us to be? What are they expecting from the Malawi's economic tools in the next coming years, in the 2024-2025? They should be specific for it to work. Otherwise, we are going to talk about recovery, thousands and thousands of years without any benefit from it.
Right, we can move on to the other sections.
Alright, so now let's just have a quick look at the Nation newspaper on the international stories page. There appears BBC probe implicates TB Joshua in torture, rape allegations, and that's of course the headline. Partly the story says investigations by the BBC in collaboration with Open Democracy have unearthed alleged widespread abuse and torture, including rape by renowned foreign Nigeria televangelist Prophet Temto Belgam Joshua. Prophet TB Joshua is the founder of the world's biggest Christian evangelical churches, the Synagogue Church of All Nations, and Emmanuel TV. Well, I think that's the trending story at the moment. Various platforms, social media platforms, flooded with reports about BBC and what it has uncovered about the fallen TB Joshua. What I believe is ngati BBC yabwera ndikunena kuti okay, this is what we have found. Anthu amene akupanga testify, some of them were the anthu amene anali pafupi kwambiri ndi TB Joshua. Yes, anthu ena akutsutsa, ena akuvomereza, komano ngati pachitika investigation ndimakhulupirira kuti iwenso ngarufuna kunena kuti ngarufuna kuti uonetse kuti okay, you have attacked the investigation itself, kapena kuti wachita counter attack, ukuyenera kuti ubwereso ndi kafukufuku wako. So as it stands, tonse tikuyenera ndekuti zomwe apeza BBC according to that zomwezo.
Alright, moving to the arts and culture, Sounds of Malawi kicks off with Lucky Stars. After a 2-week break due to the festive season, Sounds of Malawi acoustic session at Jacaranda Cultural Center in Luntha returns to the stage this Thursday, starting off with Lucky Stars band of the international Mbale FM led by Boniface Ndamira. This is not the first time for Lucky Stars band to perform Sounds of Malawi, but host ethno-musician Waliko Makala said they decided to give the group another set to open up 2004 in style.
Alright, moving on in arts and culture. In the Nation newspaper, rather, on arts and culture page, there appears there is a story which says reawakening the North with showbiz, and that's of course the headline. Partly the story says entertainment activities, especially live music performances, have been a part of our culture since ancient times. Apart from buying gadgets like CD players and Bluetooth speakers, people attend to live shows to enjoy music. Many people testify that they find live music performances more pleasurable and satisfying than recorded songs.
If you want to sports, unless if you have another banging story, but at the very back page of the Daily Times, there is a story saying hot property blades to extend Pasua's contract. FC Binyasa Big Blades are determined to keep coach Callisto Pasua beyond the 2024 season after disclosing plans to open discussions to ward off interest from other teams on the continent. Pasua's contract will expire on December 31st this year, but the People's team intends to act swiftly to prevent the Zimbabwean from accepting offers from South African and Ugandan clubs. Blades Chief Executive Officer Susan Nyirenda said they will soon open talks with Pasua's representatives to tie down the coach following a successful season where he guided the side to a domestic quadruple.
Well, they just have to keep him. Pasua has been materialistic to Bullets. As far as I know, ever since he came and started coaching the team, it has never lost TNM Super League.
No.
It has always been the champions. So now, this year they made a historic quadruple after winning all the tournaments, all the major 4 tournaments in Malawi this football season. So it's like he's the top, the top manager indeed in Malawi.
The hot property.
Yeah, the hot property. So they just have to keep him. Otherwise, if they bring in another coach, we are not saying they will start losing now, but it all starts with the top seat. If Pasua was realistic enough to the Bullets, I don't think another coach when he comes in cannot.
ma foundation yake.
Yeah, of course,
because by now pasua ndata kuidziwa timu ija itu
ndimagamba kuti kumalawi kwathu kuno chimene kwambiri chikumapangitsa anthu kuti mwina mpira uziyenda bwino nthawi zambiri ikukhala nkhani ya ndrama. If you see Bullets mmene ikupangira run zinthu zawo panopa, you find kuti kuyambira pa coach ma player now they understand kuti contract ni jane zasiyana unlike nthawi yomwe anthu amangomenya mpira kumalawi kuno kuti basi ndungu apita kuti mwi akafuna kungochoka apita kuti mwi nawe. Now they understand, okay, ngati ndili kuno ndikusaina contract ya zaka 4 kuma contract yanga muli zotani and zinthu zina zimene mwina ndikuyenera kuti ndisapange mu contract imene ndi zotani, ndalama zimene ndizilandira ndi zotani. So looking at that, players are motivated kuti okay, since Bullets kuti itipangira zotere I think ndipita kumeneko koma you find kuti ma player kumathamangira koso first 11 yawo yabwino. Ukapita pa bench kuonaso kuti maplayer abwino you find inapita banda maplayer amene timanazopita banda ali pa bench ndi position yake yokali munthu wina ake so abwino. So ku Bullets zinthu zikuyenda bwino. Sitinganene kuti ndikuwacheka, of course the coach ndi wabwinonso kwambiri chifukwa amakamba kuti pasua football.
Let's consider winding up.
Alright, Mpinganjira talks tough, and that's of course the headline of the story, which appears mainly on the back page of the Nation newspaper, and there is a sub-headline which says Hell's Norman's reserve for winning a double. Hits out at senior side, and partly the story says Maite Mukuru Wanderers president Tom Mpinganjira has said the Normans reserve team players have brutally exposed their seniors' ineffectiveness by winning a double. The business mogul and philanthropist said the reserve side's achievement should give their seniors plenty of food for thought. Well, this is 13 million kwacha Champions Cup,
but they had to share.
Yeah, they had to share. Siri kudziwa kuti iwo nditu zawo ndizingati possibly ndekuti yanza tuwa ikupeza nditu kuti achibuno kuti tikatitizigawo bwino chifukwa ena avezapo ndi 200,000 kwacha yena mumwemo avezapo 300,000 kwacha. So zikuonetsa kuti anzathu awa akuzopeza kuti close to 9 million kwacha. We are not sure, of course, komano it's just close to that. Ndipo tikukhulupirira kuti kwa amene atapeze
mkati. They say for emerging champions, Wanderers reserve pocketed 3.5 million plus a trophy, whereas Kalonga got 2 million as the runners up.
Alright, it's not close to 9, not even close.
Yes, but as far as they have emerged winners,
3.5, that's a lot of money.
And actually this Champions Cup, honestly, inali matimu oti sungayembekezere kuti anali matimu amphamvu mpaka site imene kulowa Super League. Anali matimu ndithu oti ndang'ono komano olimbikira zochitika.
Alright, timalize nkhani kuti COSAFA teams gear up for AFCON, and that's of course the headline. Partly the story says Council for Southern Africa Football Associations will have 5 representatives at the African Cup of Nations finals in Ivory Coast that get underway this week. 2 of the 5, South Africa and Zambia, are former winners, and there is much hope that they might claim another triumph this year. Others, Angola, Mozambique and Namibia. We are not going so tingonera koma ndi tournament inaso imene imakhala kwambiri. Tournament ina imene matonetsa luso, tournament ina kwa anthu okonda mpira okonda zamasewera amene ndi chimakhala chikudikira mwachete kuti tione kuti zitha bwanji kumeneko. So Tingotero ndicho kuti kwa matimu onse amene akupita muno zonse
ndimene tinamalizira programu yathu yalero ya press review. Kumbukira kuti timangowunika zina mwa nkhani zomwe zalembedwa mu mapepala athu amene amakhala kutulutsidwa tsiku ndi tsiku at Daily Times